Oh no, my beautiful sparkly collar is completely gone. I woke up this morning, stretched my little paws, and realized my neck felt awfully bare. But do not worry, my friends. Detective Whiskers is officially on the case. Instead of feeling sad and crying about my missing favorite accessory, I have decided to put on my trusty tiny detective hat and grab my special magnifying glass. We are going to solve this mystery together by using something very special called deductive reasoning. That means we will look carefully at all the clues and think really hard to figure out what happened. Let the great collar investigation begin.
A good detective always starts by looking for clues at the very last place they saw the missing item. I remember playing with my favorite yarn ball right here in the living room last night, so I get down on my tummy and use my magnifying glass to inspect the floor. Searching for clues requires a lot of patience and a very keen eye. I noticed some crumbs, a little bit of dust, and a few stray toy blocks, but no sparkly collar. However, a detective never gives up. I realize that I need to start thinking about who else was in the living room last night. It is time to interview our very first suspect. I tiptoe into the sunny kitchen to find our first suspect, Barnaby the Golden Retriever. Barnaby loves chewing on things, especially things that belong to me. I approach him very politely and ask if he has seen my sparkly collar anywhere. It is always important to use your best manners, even when you are conducting a serious police investigation. Barnaby happily wags his tail and shows me what he is chewing on. It is shiny, all right, but it is just his new glittery rubber bone. Deductive reasoning tells me that Barnaby's mouth is too full of rubber bone to be hiding my collar. We must cross him off the suspect list and keep moving. Next, I head over to the corner of the room to visit Captain Squawk, the colorful parrot. Everyone knows that birds absolutely love shiny, sparkly objects. They just cannot resist picking them up. I climb up a tall stack of storybooks so we are eye to eye, and I politely inquire if he happened to fly away with my beautiful collar. Captain Squawk squawks loudly and proudly presents his latest treasure. I look closely through my magnifying glass. It is definitely shiny, but it is just a shiny silver spoon he borrowed from the breakfast table. Since a spoon is not a collar, my deductive reasoning proves that Captain Squawk is innocent too. The mystery is getting deeper, but a great detective stays focused. Suddenly, I hear a soft humming noise coming from the hallway. It is the robot vacuum cleaner, roaming around and eating up everything in its path. I follow it quietly, watching how it bumps into walls and sweeps up tiny bits of paper. Could this mechanical monster have swallowed my sparkly collar by mistake? I bravely step in front of it and politely ask it to stop. I carefully check its little dustbin, but there is nothing inside except for pet hair and cookie crumbs. The robot vacuum is officially cleared of all charges. Where in the world could my collar be? Just as I'm about to sit down and scratch my furry chin in confusion, something catches my eye. Right near the bottom of the staircase, there is a tiny glittering speck on the wooden floor. I rush over and examine it with my magnifying glass. It is a piece of sparkle. And look, there is another one just a few steps away. I have found a trail of clues. My deductive reasoning tells me that if I follow these sparkles, they will lead me straight to my missing collar. I follow the shimmering trail with my nose close to the ground, moving step by step toward the mysterious laundry room at the end of the hall. The trail of magical sparkles leads me directly to a tall laundry basket filled with warm, colorful clothes. I carefully climb up the side of the basket, making sure not to tip it over. I peek over the edge, and guess what I see resting right on top of a fluffy pink towel? It is my missing sparkly collar. It looks like it must have slipped off my neck last night when I jumped into the laundry basket for a cozy little nap. I did not need to be sad or worry at all. By staying calm, looking for clues, and asking polite questions, I was able to solve the big mystery all by myself. I happily put my sparkly collar back around my neck, where it belongs. It shines brighter than ever in the afternoon sun.
Today was a fantastic adventure. We learned that when something goes missing, you do not have to cry or feel upset. You just need to put on your invisible detective hat, use your deductive reasoning, and remember to always ask questions politely. The case of the missing sparkle collar is officially closed. I am Detective Whiskers, and I am always ready for the next big mystery. Now, if you will excuse me, this brilliant detective needs to take a well-deserved afternoon cat nap in the bright, warm sun.